Good evening. Good evening. We are about to get started with our middle school honors for this evening. I am Dr. Bernard, and I would love to welcome you here as we celebrate our middle school superintendent scholars for the 2021 spring semester. So thank you for all of your hard work, and thank you parents and students, those in person and our virtual celebrators. We are excited to honor you for your hard work. You guys get to be a part of history. You are not only students in a pandemic, but you are superintendent scholars in a pandemic, and we are excited to honor the work you've done. This evening, we are also excited to be able to host you face-to-face. For those of you, I think everybody here that's a student, this is the first time for you unless you've had a sibling to participate. But last year we had to do it, as most things, virtually. And in past years, we've been able to have a really nice celebration face-to-face. So again, we are excited to see you all here. We are going to get started first with none other than our superintendent, Dr. Mark Smith, who is going to give you some words of encouragement for the work you've done. Dr. Smith.
Well, good evening again. Glad to see everyone here this evening. Glad you could make it, take the time out of your busy schedules to be here for this awesome celebration. I do want to remind everyone that we are actually live streaming this evening. We've got some outstanding students in the back, and we've got some members from our technology team in the back. So there are others that may not be here physically, but they are participating and watching this event this evening. So we appreciate them. I am so excited to be here this evening for this purpose. You know, one of my passions is to create college opportunities for our students, because I know the value that college education has had on me. And over the course of my almost 28 years in education, I've seen the value of college education, the impact it has on many young people and many families. Now, as you all know, you can't do anything of great significance without the help of other people. I firmly believe that. I've seen that time and time again in my life. And so this superintendent's program would not be possible if it were not for the board members here in Duncanville ISD that really believed in my vision. And so I want you to see them, I want you to know who they are, and I want you to know the importance that they serve here in our district. So they're sitting over here to my left. And so I will begin by asking Miss Jackie Colton if she could stand, please. I want you to see who she is. We appreciate your service. We appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting Superintendent Scholars Program. Then I see Mr. Phil McNeely. If you could stand, please. We appreciate your support. Appreciate you in the Superintendent Scholars Program. Now, when we first started this, Miss Renee McNeely was on the board, so she was a critical person in supporting this effort. So she's a past board member. She's sitting here. I want you to stand, please, and just be recognized. And I am looking around the room, and I don't see any other board members. Y'all please stand up, because I don't want to miss anyone. They should be coming in fairly soon. If they come in, we'll give them some recognition. But those individuals are really key to anything that we do, and I appreciate them believing in me and the vision that we were able to come together to make this program possible, and then everything that it does to benefit our students. So the purpose, what is the purpose of the Superintendent Scholars Program? Why does that exist? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So as I was thinking about the Superintendent Scholars Program a few years ago, you know, I wanted to make sure that in Duncanville we had a college-going culture. In any school district where you have a college-going culture, you have a commitment on behalf of the educators to create opportunities for college for the students. And that could be in a number of ways. It could be just by giving them encouragement that you the confidence that they can actually achieve the opportunity to go to college. You also push the resources, the human capital, the financial resources behind that, and you create this environment of rich support that any student that goes to school in Duncanville ISD will have an opportunity to realize that dream and maximize their potential in going to college. And that's what we have now. We have the opportunity to be able to provide that for our students. The other thing is it helps our students improve their PSAT, SAT, ACT scores. We know how important it is to get those scores at a certain level. So being a part of the superintendent's program, it gives you an opportunity to benefit from lots of resources, lots of support to help you on the different entry-level tests that are so important for you to get to that college that you want to get to. The other thing is it improves the opportunities to earn the Merit Scholar status. I committed when I arrived here that we were going to create opportunities for our students to become Merit Scholars. And we have done that, and I'm excited to be able to share a few of those stories with you. So we are on our way in making sure that that happens. That's one of the driving purposes of our Superintendent Scholars Program. And then to recognize, to honor, and appreciate our students. We recognize and honor, appreciate students for a whole lot of things. Sometimes it's on Friday nights on the football field. Sometimes it's on the basketball court. But we also recognize students for what they do in the classroom to be academically successful. And so this is an opportunity to do that. It's not easy to be a superintendent scholar. So this is part of the purpose. Hate to put you on the spot, but you came in, so we're going to do that. Ms. Cassandra Phillips is our board president. If you could please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You can get me later for putting you on the spot. But so those are the purposes, the reason why we do this. It is about you. It is about the student. It is about putting you in a position to be successful. And it's about Duncanville ISD investing in their students in such a way that you can go anywhere and compete at the highest levels in your academic career. And so we are committed to doing that. When I think about you, I think about the story of Amanda Gorman. You all may remember Amanda Gorman just a few months ago at the January presidential inauguration. She was 23, 24 years old, and she first burst on the scene with this opportunity. She stood up before millions upon millions of people, obviously, and she recited her poem. And the quotes of her poem, "There will always be light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." And she went on to describe what that meant in her poem. Well, when you learn about her story, it really makes you think about you. It makes me think about our students. Our students can be the next Amanda Gorman. You are the next Amanda Gorman. When you read her story, she went to a high school in Los Angeles, California. She happened to go to a high school like yourself that was committed to providing resources and opportunities and investing in the young people to give them an opportunity to go to college. She took advantage of that opportunity and went to Harvard. And she had people to believe in her to become the poet that she is today. And although her career is very young, it's just starting, it's amazing to think about what her high school experience was. So I would encourage you to go and read her story. It's going to remind you of some of the opportunities that you have here in Duncanville. And she was able to take advantage of those opportunities. And I started to think about you. And I said to myself, that's what we want to do in Duncanville. We want Amanda Gormans on those stages. And when I look at over the last 5 years, many of the students that have come through Superintendent Scholars Program, our Collegiate Academy, our high school, they are doing incredibly awesome things, and they're going to be on the main stage similar to Amanda Gorman. When she graduated from high school, she earned the Milken Foundation College Scholarship, and it gave her that opportunity to go to Harvard. And it made me think about many of the students that I'm going to mention here in a little bit. in Duncanville ISD who has been the beneficiary of similar scholarship opportunities, all starting from our Superintendent Scholars Program. And so they're going to the best colleges and some of the most distinguished colleges in the United States. And so it's just awesome to see. Dr. Ivory, if you could just stand real quick, please, and be recognized. Dr. Ivory is our school board member. As they come in, I'm recognizing the school board members, so thank you for your service, your leadership, and all that you do. So Amanda Gormans are right here. We have what it takes to help you to get to that stage and get to that level. I think about the first group back in 2018. This is a photo of me and our first group of superintendent scholars. We were back over at the Hilton Garden Inn before we knew anything about COVID. We were all tightly packed there together in that picture. But that was the first group of superintendent scholars. And when I think about where we started and where we are now and how we've been growing, it is very encouraging. So take a look at these numbers. So back in 2018, we had 63 students in that first group of superintendent scholars. As we continue to grow the program, each year we've been able to see those numbers increase. We had 91 students in 2019. We had 103 students in 2020. Even in a COVID year, we were still able to maintain 100+ students being a part of our Superintendent Scholars Program. And so that was just awesome work, a commitment by everyone in the room, the parents. Obviously, that's a commitment upon you to continue to provide the support that is so critical for your student to be successful at this level. But all of that took place back in 2018, and as I look across the photo there, when we were preparing for this, I started looking at different faces and seeing where you are now as juniors, and some of the students are even getting ready to move on to college in just a couple of weeks. So it's a great feeling. And then as we were getting things started, getting the foundation growing, back in 2019, we received the NIMSY grant. That NIMSY grant has been able to support a lot of the college-going efforts that I have just mentioned to you. We had a partnership with TI, Texas Instruments, and through that grant, we received $765,000 to be able to continue to invest in our students, preparing them for college. That includes creating opportunities to expand AP courses, training for math and science teachers so that they could teach at the collegiate rigorous level that our students need. All of that was made possible because of the things that we were doing, and Texas Instruments looked at us and said, that's a district that we want to partner with. They're doing great things for students, and we want to be a part of that. So that was a part of that first year and that foundation as we were getting started with our Superintendent Scholars Program. And it's been awesome to see over the years. I mean, it has produced exceptional scholars. Of the 21 juniors that are being recognized tonight, 13 of them have gone through the Superintendent Scholars Program. Think about that. They started here, started getting that focus, that support, getting the confidence that they needed to take on more challenging courses and get themselves prepared and ready. And so it is great to see them grow over those years. You may recognize some of the students that we have here on this particular photo. Our Val has been a part of our Superintendent Scholars Program. Caleb Berry has been a part of our Superintendent's Program, and many, many others who will now be graduating in a few weeks on June 7th. And to think about where we started and where they are now, these students have associate's degrees, 30 to 60 plus college hours. Think about the savings that you have there, but not just the savings. Think about the opportunity for your students to be able to go into college already having 30 to 60 hours because they go to Duncanville ISD and because of the resources. And when you think about the Milken Scholarship that Amanda Gorman had, well, here in Duncanville, we have Leslie Taylor. She's earned the Bill and Melinda Gates Scholarship. 2% 2% of the students across the country that apply for that, only 2% earn that scholarship. I mean, that's huge when you think about that. Only 2% of the students that apply for that earn it, and we have a student here in Duncanville who has earned that scholarship. Kayla Berry, as many of you know, just recently received a scholarship from College Board as an African-American scholar, $115,000 annually to go to the college of his choice, all from right here. So that's the purpose, and that's the power, and that's what's in store for you. That's gonna happen for you. You're already set up for success to make that happen, and you've got the springboard to move forward to make that happen. You obviously need a director. You need some boots on the ground to manage all these moving parts. And so Dr. Bernard is back there. If you could join me in just recognizing her, giving her some appreciation for all her work. Thank you, Dr. Bernard. She has done an awesome job of building the program because we started, we didn't have anything. And so we started from nothing, and she was really a strong part of getting us off the ground and getting us to a better place where we are today. So I appreciate your efforts and your leadership there. And so parents and students, your effort, it was indeed worth it. Your sacrifice, it was indeed worth it. Everything that you are doing and continue to do to support your student is hard work, but it is worth it. We all know the benefit and the value of a college education. Just a few weeks ago, we were at our Collegiate Academy event, and we were talking about those students and the things that they're going to be going on to do, and we talked about the benefit of going to college and getting a college education, and you are in prime position to make that happen for yourselves. We all know what the literature and the research says about the benefits of a college education. It puts you in a different income bracket. It enhances the quality of your life. It expands your ability to be more civic-minded and be more involved and engaged in your community. It puts you at a table that you wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to be at and be a decision maker in this world. And so I'm just proud that I'm able to be a part of this for you. I'm able to see you realize that your dreams and your opportunities. We have a board that believes in allowing us to invest in you in this way, because it does take resources to be in a position to get to this point. And so it's a collective group, a collective effort, and it's just doing amazing work for our students. And so in just a few weeks, we're going to have students on that stage graduating. And in a short time, you're going to be there as well. And you're going to be in a position to realize all the opportunities and maximize your potential, just as we have highlighted with the other students. And so, Superintendent Scholars, tonight is about you. Tonight is to recognize your efforts. Tonight is to celebrate you and to encourage you to continue to press on to do great things. So we appreciate you. Parents, we appreciate all your hard work, and I appreciate the team coming up with this idea so that we could use this night to celebrate all that you're doing. So thank you all very much. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. And I will turn it back over to Dr. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Duncanville family. I am not Caleb Berry, but he did send words for our middle school scholars, so I'll share them with you. Thank you for inviting me to participate in this joyous celebration of the middle school superintendent scholars of Duncanville ISD. As a 3-time recipient of the Superintendent Scholar Award, I am grateful for the experience and opportunity this honor has afforded me throughout my high school career. I regret that I am not able to attend in person tonight, but I extend best wishes to all participants. I started my journey in Duncanville ISD as an 8th grade cross-country runner. I trained with the high school cross-country team at 6 a.m. each day. I attended a magnet school in a neighboring district at the time, and my workouts were often cut short due to my morning commute. It was hard, but I stuck with it. My coaches and teammates were always very encouraging. The family atmosphere was unlike anything I ever experienced on a sports team. I fell in love with cross country that year. As an added bonus, I finished the season as the 8th grade district champion. I was blessed with the opportunity to enroll in Duncanville High School full-time during my freshman year as a participant in the first cohort of Duncanville Collegiate. Started taking college classes in 9th grade. With the help of summer school and AP credits, I earned 64 college credits and was able to complete my associate science degree at the end of my junior year. The coursework was very challenging, but with encouragement and support from my teachers, Collegiate Academy staff, and classmates, I was able to get through it. I continued in cross country and track for all 4 years. I specialized in the 800 meter in track, and I was a UIL 6A regional finalist this year. This past year has been very challenging for everyone. Despite my success in previous years, I found myself struggling in the virtual learning format during my senior year. I realized very early in the school year that I had to adapt and do things differently. I had to step outside my comfort zone in order to get the help I needed. I encourage you all to seek out help early if you find yourself needing it. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. Also, don't let distractions sidetrack you. Distractions are all around us, but we have to manage them in order to be successful. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, we all get distracted. The question is, would you bounce back or bounce backwards? Remember to always do your best. Put yourself in situations that will help you prepare for the next level. Take advantage of all that the district has to offer. Full credit, AP classes, free college test prep, athletics, and other extracurricular activities. You can really do it all in Duncanville ISD. Work hard and enjoy the experience. The next 4 to 5 years will fly by, and before you know it, you will be headed off to college. Congratulations on your current success, and good luck as you prepare for your next steps in life. Sincerely, Caleb Berry.
Thank you, Dr. Smith, and thank you, Mrs. Washington, for stepping in this evening. At this time, we are going to honor our face-to-face and virtual honorees. We have a little gift. Dr. Smith always shares something with his students as a token of appreciation for your hard work. And so at this time, we'll share those things with you.
Good evening. We're going to start with Byrd Middle School. We hereby honor Kari Adams. We hereby honor Roman Stevens. we hereby honor Leilani Udawar. We hereby honor Micah Ortega. We hereby honor Bailey Ross. Congratulations. We hereby honor Cleopatra Daly. We hereby honor Madison Bougois. We hereby honor Brian Nash. We hereby honor Angelo Pavia. My apologies, we're at Kennemer Middle School. Thank you. We hereby honor Jordan Rubalcova. You're welcome. We hereby honor Mia Hawkins. Oh, no Mia. No Mia? Mia's not on here. She's not here. She's not on here. She's not on here. She's not here. Reed Middle School. We hereby honor Brian Guzman. You're welcome. We hereby honor Rachel Tavera. We hereby honor Philip Pendleton. We hereby honor Giselle Moreno. Those are two girls. Mia and. Mm-hmm. 36. Christopher Willis. We hereby honor Christopher Willis. Christopher, I'm gonna get your certificate. Yeah. That's everybody. How I miss Christopher? Okay. Christopher's certificate. You got that.
Thank you, our middle school honorees, and thank you, Dr. Smith. As we close out for the evening, I just wanted to give a few thank yous and kind of piggyback on some of the words of Dr. Smith and Caleb. Duncanville will offer you tons of opportunities. Caleb, Dr. Smith spoke to the benefits of participating in every opportunity that's available to you. Caleb and so many other of your peers who came before you and who are graduating in a few weeks have tremendous honors. And while our ultimate goal is to see you go wherever you want to go, participating in some of the prep sessions and the CTE programs and the dual credit programs will just open doors for you like you may not even imagine at this point. So please, 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 I hope you had an opportunity to really digest the words that Caleb shared as one of your peers. Make the sacrifice. He talked about how he's a student athlete. We have scholars who have been in collegiate and P-Tech and band, and so it can be done. It's just a sacrifice you have to make to do what you have to do now so that you can do what you want to do later and get a nice scholarship. So there are opportunities out there for you, from national merit to National Hispanic to National African American. College Board has so many. One of your junior peers, who's a Collegiate Academy student, is being recognized by College Board simply for competing. And guess how she competed? We put out a tweet in the fall from College Board that said, hey, if you list the colleges you want to attend, you can be entered in a scholarship. And she won a $500 scholarship. That now puts her in the running for a $40,000 scholarship that will be offered in her senior year. So now, just for doing that, there are some other steps she has to complete, but great opportunities from just taking advantage. A tweet landed her $500. And for those of you who have siblings in college, you might ask them how much some of their books cost in the bookstore, and they may tell you how you might think $500 isn't a lot, but it helps. And your parents would probably say, yes. Respond to the tweet. So thank you so much. Thank you to my team who's been working on this. Thank you to the Boy Scout team. They're not here now. And thank you to everyone in the district, all stakeholders who have continued to push to make this a reality and to try to just continue pushing you toward excellence. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you back as an ambassador for years to come. Before we leave, I want to make sure you know we have a little treat for you. As I said in the past, we've been able to have a nice song and all kinds of things from our standing band and choir members, but due to social distancing, we have to go for you. And so I promise you, you will enjoy it. So on your way out, you will go that way. Ms. Jones, Ms. Washington, and Ms. Porter will direct you that way, and so you can exit out that door over there. I hope you can see that. But we appreciate what you've done. Scholars, on your table, you have a medal. That is yours to take. One of your keepsakes that we want to celebrate you with this evening. So thank you again. And in your invitation, I sent you information about our summer prep. Dr. Smith talked about that. Yes, as a scholar, you have access to free PSAT and SAT prep because we want you to continue, yes, to continue to do well. And so we've seen our scholars participate in that and make that commitment, and their scores continue to grow. So we want you to do just that. And so, Ms. Porter? Okay. Thank you, superstar. We apologize for that.
All right. My apologies. We have Miss Tamaya Hunt, Kennemer Middle School.
Thank you, Ms. Hunt. We apologize. We appreciate you. All right. Well, we appreciate you. And again, to our scholars joining us from home, we will see you either tomorrow or Monday for you to pick up your treats as well. And we'll, as the invitation indicated, we'll be at Summit Education Center, and we'll be there to make sure you get what you need and what you have earned. Thank you all. We appreciate you, and best of luck. Enjoy what summer you have coming in a few weeks. Hold on, it's coming. Ms. Porter is. We'll start with tables 35 and 36 and move on up. Good evening, high school honorees. You all look beautiful. Thank you for coming out. My name is Dr. Bernard, and I am going to get us started. We are so excited to be able to pay tribute to you for the work you've done and continue to do as Duncanville High School and Collegiate Scholars. I am going to go ahead and bring up none other than our superintendent to give you some words of encouragement and tell you a little bit about this. If this is your first time, I know we have some ambassadors here, and you have been doing this work and being recognized, but we want to make sure that you hear from our superintendent so that he may share his excitement for the work you've done. So, Dr. Smith, if you're ready.
Thank you, Dr. Bernard. Good evening. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you're doing well. I'm so excited that you made it here tonight, took time out of your busy schedule to be here to celebrate, recognize, and appreciate all the hard work of our students. I want to introduce some important people to you. They are so key for the things that we do in our school district, actually very instrumental in allowing us to even have a Superintendent Scholars Program. I remember several years ago when I had the idea, the vision for a program such as this, and it took their support to give me opportunity to put human capital around this event and also some financial resources. And that's our school board members. It is so important that you know who they are and see them. They do so much to help us be successful here in the district. And so I want to start by asking Trustee Miss Jackie Colton if you could just stand and be recognized. Thank you, Miss Colton. Thank you for being here this evening. Trustee Phil McNeely, if you could stand and be recognized. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask this next young lady to stand. She's not a current board member, but when we started this program, she was on the board and was a huge supporter of it. So I'm going to ask former trustee Renee McNeely if you could just stand and be recognized. And then our current board president, Ms. Cassandra Phillips, if you could stand and be recognized. Thank you. Trustee Janet Veracruz, thank you for being here this evening. We appreciate you. Trustee Dr. Ivory Flowers, if you could stand, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, they are doing so much work to help all of us be able to really create a school district that is going to work and thrive for our students. So we appreciate y'all very much. We also are live streaming this event. So many people are contributing to this effort tonight. So I want to thank our high school students. They are doing a great job live streaming right now. They're leading that effort. Just prior to you, we acknowledged and recognized our middle school students. And so we had about 30 or so individuals participating in the live stream. So they are watching and participating. I'm expecting more maybe for the high school. So to those of you that are live streaming, how you doing? We're all having a good time here this evening. So the Superintendent Scholars Program, what is that? What is the purpose of it? Where did that come from? Well, it is a passion of mine to create college opportunities for students. I personally have been impacted by growing up, being surrounded by a support system that made me believe I could go to college, that created opportunities and a support system around me that made that dream come true. And it changed my life. I wouldn't even be here with this opportunity had I not had that in my life. So it's always been key and important for me. So anytime I've been fortunate enough to be in a school system, I've always been an advocate of making sure that we have programs and resources available to our students so that they can maximize their opportunities for college. So then I started having that conversation here in Duncanville. and we wanted to create a Superintendent Scholars Program. The whole purpose was to begin to create a culture in our school system where students would have an opportunity to go to college, be encouraged to go to college, know that that was a possibility for them, and have resources, whether that be through teachers and support systems, counselors, or whether that be through the academic work that goes into creating a program that prepares our students today for their tomorrow. And so that was a big driver of the purpose of the superintendent's program. Also, we know the importance of performing well on entrance exams, whether that be SAT and ACT. Well, the Superintendent Scholars Program, a part of that is to provide support for students so they could have opportunities to master that assessment, so they could be in the best position possible when it is their time to step foot across that stage and get themselves into the best college possible. The other thing also is I had a goal and a dream to create opportunities for us in Duncanville to have national merit scholars. And we are really moving in that direction. We've got students here that are on the way to be meeting those standards for a National Merit Scholar. We've got some students in our Collegiate Academy that I have had an opportunity to highlight a couple weeks ago. Some of you were there. We had an event for our Collegiate Academy students, and many of them are in position to reach that National Merit Scholar status. Why is it important to be a National Merit Scholar? Well, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities for students if they are able to earn that status. And we wanted to make sure we invested here in Duncanville, created a program where our students could possibly reach that mark. And we are doing that, and the students are making a difference. And then the other thing, we wanted to recognize the academic success of our students. We celebrate a lot of things about our students. On Friday nights, we're cheering, we're celebrating football. On basketball court, we're cheering and we're celebrating that. But we also wanted to celebrate the academic success of our students. And so you all have made an incredible sacrifice in getting your students to this point. So when I was thinking about you, I thought about Amanda Gorman. You all may remember Amanda Gorman. Amanda Gorman just came on the scene back in January at the presidential inauguration. Her story reminds me so much of you and the possibilities that she had, opportunities that she had remind me so much of you. And I started thinking, we're building and developing our next Amanda Gorman here in Duncanville with the opportunities that we have provided for our students. Amanda Gorman, just like you, she was a student. She's 23, 24 years old. And so she was a high school student not too long ago in Los Angeles, California. And she tells her story about how she happened to go to a school in a school district that really invested in the students going to college, that invested in creating an opportunity for them to have resources, to have classes, to have support and prep programs, all of the resources that you need to position yourself to get to college. Well, she took advantage of those opportunities, and she was able to go to Harvard right out of college, right out of high school, out of California. She went to Harvard, and she really began to grow as a poet. And so she stepped on that stage with a lot of confidence and gave her speech, and she talked about the light, and she talked about how others shined a light on her, and it allowed her to grow and really be in a position to realize her dreams. Well, Amanda Gormans are sitting all in this room right now. You can be on that stage. She's not doing anything that you aren't already doing. You wouldn't even be a superintendent scholar if you weren't have already shown the ability to achieve at a high level. So I just wanted to share her story with you for a couple of reasons. One, because her story is very similar to yours. And it's always good to look at someone that is doing something and know that it's attainable for you. And you're already making your mark right now as a superintendent scholar. So Amanda Gorman is all in this room this evening. I then started thinking about when we first started. And so back in 2018, this is a photo of myself and the first group of superintendent scholars. And it's amazing how when you start something and then over the course of years, you see how it grows and develops. And sometimes we have to look back because, you know, if you're not careful, you kind of have a short memory and you forget about all that it took to get to this point. Well, this is where it started a few years ago. Some of y'all are in this picture and y'all are much taller now. And you just look different now. But that's what happens. You grow and you begin to blossom into yourself and who you are. But this was our first class. This was our first Superintendent Scholars class, and over the last few years, we have grown. So in 2018, we started out with 63 students. We were at the Hilton Garden Inn there in that photo over in Duncanville. And then in 2019, we increased that number to 91 students. And then even throughout the pandemic, we've still been able to grow, and we're a little over 100 students now into our Superintendent Scholars Program. Also, back at that time in 2018, we were able to receive the NIMSI grant. You say, well, what is the NIMSI grant? Well, that was really an important grant that allowed us to do a lot of the things that you all have been able to benefit from. We partnered with the Texas Instruments organization, and through that grant, they were looking for school districts basically to give money to support math and science and STEAM. And so they saw the work that was going on in Duncanville. They awarded us $765,000 in grant money, and so we have been able to grow and expand the opportunities here in Duncanville as a result of that. And so we've invested in our college and career readiness. We've invested in offering more advanced placement courses for our students, and then just providing the staff training that's necessary in math and science and some of the advanced placement courses to get them prepared to be able to give you their very best. So you always want to look for pockets of success to say, okay, is what we're doing working? Is it really making a difference in the lives of students? And if it is, what tangible things can we see in terms of evidence to prove that to ourselves? Well, I started thinking about that, and I asked for some numbers just for this group. And so get this, of the 21 juniors that are currently in the Superintendent Scholars Program, and here 13 of them, so of the 21, 13 of them started in the Superintendent Scholars Program. So they started right when we were here back in 2018. And so they've been able to go through the program over the years and benefit from some of the successes that we've had there. As a superintendent scholar, you're setting yourself up for success. And so this program has done great work. Our current Val has gone through the superintendent program, Superintendent Scholars Program. Caleb Berry, I don't know if Caleb is here or not. Many of you know him, your classmate. He's gone through the Superintendent Scholars Program, and many, many others, which, by the way, Caleb just received a $115,000 scholarship from the College Board for the College Board African American Scholar. And he got that through being in a supportive environment here. So I talk about the purpose, why we do what we do. This makes it all worth it. So all the trips, mom and dad and grandmom getting your kids to where they need to be, board members, all the long board meetings, this makes it all worth it because we are actually making a difference in the lives of students and setting them up for success. And so I'll take a long board meeting if it means our kids get to go and do some great things. So really proud of the work that we've been able to do in making a difference in the lives of our students. As you know, in order to have a successful program, you got to have someone working it. You got to have someone out there getting the kids what they need. And so Dr. Bernard, who's back there, she just opened us up here just a little bit ago. If you could just help me celebrate her. And there are a whole host of individuals that support her in making this possible. But as you can imagine, there's a lot of work that goes into building this program and then providing the support that the students need to stay on track. And so she does a great job along with several other staff members that are sprinkled all throughout the room here at the high school. So definitely wanted to say thank you. So we all know the benefit of a college education, right? We know that what the impact it has on our students. A few weeks ago at the Collegiate Academy, we talked about the benefits of going to college and getting a college education, how when you look at the literature and you look at the research, it puts you in a different economic bracket than those who don't have a college degree. And that makes a difference. It improves the overall quality of your life. You look at individuals that have a college degree versus individuals that do not. Those that have a college degree, their overall quality of life puts them in a position to have greater and better quality of life. They are more civic-minded and participate in their community, give back in their community. They're more health conscious and more concerned about health matters and their own health. So there are many, many benefits that you have, and most important, it really gives you, breaks that glass ceiling, if you will, to put you at the seat at the table where decisions are made. And so when we talk about the next Amanda Gorman, we talk about the next Sebastian. A couple years ago, you all may remember Sebastian. He is now at Boston University, and he is doing exceptional things right here in Duncanville, from the Superintendent Scholars Academy, through the high school, through the Collegiate Academy, all right here. And so he's gonna really make a difference in this world. So that's what this is about. And I cannot wait to tell your story and your story and your story and your story. And I'm hoping that down the line, these pictures I'm showing, I'll show pictures of you and be able to brag about the things that you're doing, the difference you're making in this world. And then I can stand proud and say, and guess what? By the way, they're from Duncanville ISD. So I am so excited to be here, glad that I have an opportunity to share this moment with you in a few short weeks. Some of you, if you're a senior, you're going to be graduating. You have associate's degree, 30 to 60 hours already completed. And that's going to be used for you and the opportunities that you're going to have advancing on into college. So superintendent scholars, thank you. Parents, grandparents, thank you, because I know you got to pat yourself on the back, because it takes a lot to keep your student focused, especially in a pandemic, and for them to still be successful and meet the criteria to be a part of this program. So thank you, scholars. We're here to recognize you. We're here to celebrate all that you have done to be successful, and we couldn't be more proud of you in this moment in time. So let's give them all a hand. We're going to celebrate them, and we have some goodies for them. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Praise Rezi, and Dr. Bernard called me this week and asked me to say a few words of encouragement for today's ceremony. I am honestly not sure how to encourage bright, motivated minds who are already going above and beyond and are consistent with their efforts. So I decided to give a word of advice from someone who has been in your shoes. Never aim for the top. Hear me out before you start thinking that the person you sent up here is insane. There is this crazy, energetic pastor that I listen to called Stephen Furtick. A couple of months back, he was telling his church the story of how everything they see now came to be, and he said something really interesting to me. He said that when he began his church, his goal was to reach people from all over Charlotte, North Carolina. That was the top for him. That was his goal. People looked down on him and called him unqualified to become a city-known pastor. Today, he is globally known with over 20 multi-site locations. The top is not a peak. Once you reach there, you will find a plateau, a limitation. There is nowhere else to climb because you have already made it. Many successful people hit a plateau because they had a goal in mind and climbed the ladder. And that's great, it honestly is. But after that, you're stranded. Do not limit yourself to how far you can see. For you scholars, being the best or getting to the top should be a checkpoint. Do not become so preoccupied with climbing a ladder when you could be building a rocket. However, to build a rocket, you will need to form connections that will bring you new opportunities. Remember, it is not about what you know, it is about who you know. Reach out to people so you have a chance to grow in yourself and experience life-changing or once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Start networking, so while you are looking for opportunities, some are already coming to you for opportunities. Today, I encourage you to not just keep going, but to exceed limitations you do not even know you are placing on yourself. I encourage you to build connections that will open doors to new opportunities. And finally, I encourage you to remember why you are being recognized as a Superintendent Scholar. It is simply because you maintain consistency, a difficult and at times stressful habit to come about. Not everyone can remain consistent. That is what separates average from excellency. We are very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Smith, and thank you, Praise. Praise is one of our class of 2021 graduates from the Collegiate Academy, and she's also been a superintendent scholar and ambassador for the past, I think, 3 years. So we appreciate that from you. No, 4 years, sorry. I took a year from you, okay? So at this time, Dr. Smith always gives just a token of appreciation to the scholars. And so we're going to recognize those of you who are here in person. And we're going to ask that all honorees come to my right and line up over here so that we can make sure you get your token of appreciation and have a photo opportunity with Dr. Smith. So if you will come to my right, all honorees, if you will come and line up over here for me. Thank you. Awesome. So our first honoree is Najee Thomas. Najee Thomas from Duncanville High School. John Solarzano. John Solarzano is our next honoree. Monica Mendez. Caitlin Campbell from Duncanville High School. Elizabeth Bradley, Duncanville High School. Caitlin Benton, Duncanville High School. Kennedy Brown, Duncanville High School. Leah Taylor, Duncanville High School. Katie Montiel, the Collegiate Academy at Duncanville High School. Desiree Laura from the Collegiate Academy. Simone Gibson, the Collegiate Academy. Jackson Prince, Duncanville High School. Jamie Bowers, Duncanville High School. Isaiah Nash, Duncanville High School. I'm sorry, Brunson has gotten taller on me. It caught me off guard. Brunson Hooper, Duncanville High School. Diego Garcia, Duncanville High School. Kristen Harris, Duncanville High School. Madison Bryant, Duncanville High School. David Mojica, Duncanville High School. Noah Sanchez, the Collegiate Academy at Duncanville High School. Owen Barbosa, Duncanville High School. Jimena Dela Cruz, the Collegiate Academy at Duncanville High School. Catherine Roblero at Duncanville High School, Collegiate Academy. Genesis Garcia, Duncanville High School. Jennifer Gallo, Collegiate Academy. Cynthia Castillo, Duncanville High School. Eduardo Gonzalez, Duncanville High School. Evis Pena, the Collegiate Academy at Duncanville High School. Emma Correa, I'm so sorry, Irabosa. Jonathan Bolivar. Calicia Zapata, the Collegiate Academy at Duncanville High School. I'm scanning the room. I saw some people walk out. Did we get all scholars? I want to make sure we did. I think we got everyone. All right. Parents and scholars, thank you so much again. The work you've done and the sacrifices your students have made. I appreciate the emails, the calls, those of you who complete the surveys. It's all good work. It all helps us know how to better support you all. Just to echo Dr. Smith and the awesome Ms. Arezi back there, the opportunities that you are afforded are awesome opportunities. Dr. Smith works and wants to make sure that most of them are at no cost to you so that you can take advantage of them and continue to just excel. And so we want to encourage you to continue to do that. I want to just do a special shout out. Dr. Smith mentioned that some of you have been participating in this since your 8th grade year. You're now juniors, and that is huge because, as you know, to continue to improve your score and stay at the top percentage of students who are recognized means you are putting in the work. You're sacrificing some TikTok time, just a lot you're doing. to get ready. So I stress and I always say, just spend a few minutes once a week or twice a week on different platforms to get yourselves better. And so I know you're doing that. So really quickly, Jamie Bowers from Duncanville High School. She's been an ambassador and a scholar since her 8th grade year. She's now a junior. Congratulations. Stephen Brashear, Michelle De Guzman Marata, Jennifer Gallo, who's here with us tonight, Eduardo Gonzalez, again here with us tonight, Monica Mendez, another here, David Mojica, Isaac Rea, John Solorzano, and Cassandra Zapata. So we've got quite a few students who are ambassadors, meaning they were recognized in their 8th grade year and they're now 9th grade, or recognized in 9th grade year, and so forth and so on. But over the years, we've had some students who've kind of been there and not been there. So again, to stay on the list, to stay as a trendsetter among your peers is huge. So I want to thank you guys for putting in that work and encourage you to continue doing that. Dr. Smith talked about some scholarship opportunities that so many of our students has taken advantage of, from the College Board Opportunity Scholarship for just entering your school. So there are so many things that we try to make available for you, and we want to encourage you to continue to get those things done because they're only going to benefit you. Duncanville High School has some great opportunities. I saw Mr. McDonough here, who's your principal, who's always working to provide more, and even Ms. Lee from the Collegiate Academy. So when they share things, when the department share things or the district, take advantage of them. Most of you are involved in extracurricular activities, so we know the extra time that it requires for that. Like in previous years, we are going to offer the SAT and PSAT prep, and so that information will be sent out again for you. Those dates were included on the presentation, but they're also included in communication we sent out. We'll send that out again as we do so that you can register and send reminders for you. We want you to take advantage of those opportunities so you can continue to improve, continue to strive for excellence, and get all the scholarship money you can. I think your parents will appreciate it, and you will too. So stay tuned for that, because we want to make sure you can participate in as much as possible. Soak in the words you got from your superintendent and from your peer who's graduating now and has done well. We want nothing but the best for you. And so at this time, as we get ready to leave, we want to make sure that we send you off with something, some nourishment. Most of you have been ambassadors before, and you know we like to eat well. So while we're not having a sit-down dinner, we do have something that we want you to enjoy. It's just another token of our appreciation for your time and your efforts, not just this year, but in all years. And so again, pat yourselves on the back. You are making history. You've made history. Not only have you done well as a student, but you are a scholar in a pandemic. Nobody else has done that, so you'll be able to brag on that point. We thank you, parents. We thank you, students. We thank all our stakeholders, board members, superintendent, for doing this, and we look forward to seeing what you guys will do in the future. We'll be hearing Dr. Smith tell your stories, as he said. At this time, we have 2 tables over there, over to my right. Ms. Porter, will you wave so they can see kind of where you are? All right, and so you are welcome to grab something and enjoy it on the way out. And we have an exit there if you want to go there, or if you want to go out the way you came in, you're welcome to do that. But please help yourself to something and have a great evening. Congratulations again for those of you here and those of you in virtual world. Also, I'm sorry, there are trophies and medals on the table for you scholars. Take those as a token as well. Those are yours to take. Thank you.